I don't see so much anymore people working with vegetables, always the same stuff. People are not exploring enough, they're not looking enough for new crispy vegetables. We forget it because we're so focused on meat all the time, but we need to get more vegetables into our diet. We need to variate what we're eating. I think that's very important to think about that. It's just all about looking into these vegetables. So Meadowlark Farm is a small oasis in rice. Everything is calculated out to the smallest inch. It's not easy to grow organic vegetables. It takes time, you have to plant, you have to do everything by hand, but it all pays out and their produce are perfect. I'm so proud to know John and Michelle. I've known them for 3 years now, and I am so surprised of all the work they're doing.
These, we usually cut these every day because they grow. I mean, in one day, these could grow, well, to this size, which people here like zucchinis a little bigger, but we usually try to cut them, I don't know, we usually cut them more like this.
This size, yeah.
Put them in the cooler just so that
Could you
by
remove
the time
the flower and then take that? Will the zucchini still grow? Because those you can actually like fill with cheese and like bread them and fry them or...
Right, I've seen that.
Yeah.
That must be really,
I just think if you can sell that as like a byproduct, I don't know if that...
Definitely, I think people do.
So you harvest them every day at this point of time?
Yeah, at this time of year, if we don't harvest them every day, then they all get too big and it's not really what we want.
How big do you think they grow in like a week or...
Every day?
Every day?
I'd have to, like if I waited till the end of the day, this one probably would be like almost like this one, you know. It would
on a day.
It's amazing, yeah.
That's a lot.
I mean, sometimes we'll miss one for a few days and it'll be like this big, you know. I felt like for a lot of the season we've been at the market with like a lot of greens and lettuce, and now finally it's like a little bit more of the stuff that people really love. You know, tomatoes are coming in and zucchini and cucumbers and all that kind of summer food stuff.
Do you only live off the market?
Yeah. Yeah, we do it
So
twice a week.
all this is only grown for this market at Colville?
Yeah, it's
Almost.
pretty amazing. Like if you think like a bed of lettuce, a 100-foot bed, it'll take us like 5 markets and we're done with that bed. And you gotta plant another one. Like it has 900 heads, so if you divide that by like 5 markets, then you need another one. It's just like all the time.
The big mix salad you do.
Yeah, just for salad mix. So then say beets, like
But the
you
salad
have
mix
like,
is so good. I love it. The size of them, they're like good size. They're not like too big and too bulky and stuff. Oh, I like it.
oh good.
Yeah. So the secret to John and Michelle's farm is the soil blocking. It allows a few people to plant a lot of vegetables. Everything is calculated out, and John is going to walk us through it here.
This is our soil blocking process right here.
Cool.
This is, for example, today we have to catch up on our salad mix. That'll be 15 trays. Then we do a lot of green onions, and I'll show you the green onions in the field because they're about ready to harvest. We're planting lettuce every 2 weeks because we sell 900 heads of lettuce every 5 markets just in our salad mix. So to keep that production up, we have to seed this stuff every 14 days or we run out. So this is a part of the process. And then we just it's got to be tight because you want that block to be really stable. So that, like you said, it doesn't
Yeah,
basically
I can see
fall
the
apart.
water's running out of the top.
And I like, that's my sign that it's wet enough. And then it's all about the spring and your hand strength here. Push it down, and that's it. We get our seed like this from Johnny's, and inside each of those little pellets is a lettuce seed. Because one seed makes one head of lettuce, and each head of lettuce we place 3 inches apart in the garden, and we'll create an actual head of lettuce.
So everything is calculated out. Okay.
Everything is calculated to the inch. And then once it's seeded, we have just one more step after that. So what I do is my system, I put a little handful on each. And then, without packing,
It's like baking a cake.
just like baking a cake. And each tray will have 60 heads of lettuce, so it'll be 900 heads of lettuce. That's what we do every 14 to 20 days. Once they're done, the tray is seated, goes on to one of our tables, and we don't put labels in it because we know exactly what everything is. So that's it. So this is a soil block, and we actually put 2 seeds in there, and then we're actually going to, these are beets, and we're actually going to thin one little plant out, and each soil block is going to have three plants in it. And then in the garden, I'll show you how we grow these. We grow our plants, get them big, thin them here, put them into the garden at 8-inch spacing, and then I'll show you what they look like in the garden. With our organic certification, we have to list every soil amendment, every spray that we might use, everything, and we actually...
And that makes sense in a way.
It does, but we actually have to pay the government to say you're using safer approved sprays, whereas commercial farmers can spray whatever they want, as much as they want.
And they don't have to count it.
And they don't have to pay for it.
No.
It's just, they can, I think they should be paying, and we shouldn't have to pay.
It should flip around, it makes
I
sense.
agree. So these are what we call our hardened off area. Yep. So these plants are all getting used to the sunshine.
So you're hardening them because it will be too rough for them to be coming from there and straight out in the sun.
Right, straight from there to the garden.
They will just like...
So we have a little shade cloth here, back there, and we'll give these sunlight until noon, and then we'll cover them from noon to 3. We'll do that for 4 or 5 days until they're used to it.
Yeah.
And then they're ready to go into the garden. So that's your one soil block, that's your one head of lettuce.
Beautiful, huh?
So this is 1,000 feet of carrots. So you're talking about planting. So we can sell 100 row feet per week at market. So that's markets from mid-September to the end of October. This is starting. So every market is calculated what we can sell. So you have your little beets, and each plant has 3 beets. We'll let them get a little bigger.
Do people eat the stems?
Yeah, these are really good beet greens. They're just like Swiss chard, but they're delicious. I mean, they're not great raw, but cooked, they're really good.
They are. They're like... They are good raw. I will maybe just toss in a little butter.
Yeah, they're good. So to have a beautiful green onion, we do that same thing. We multi-block these.
Ooh, they look nice. I can take those.
And that's how we grow green onions.
That's a little smaller. But this one is, can you eat this?
Lamb's quarters, yeah, it's
Lamb's
edible.
quarters?
Yep. I don't prefer it over lettuce, but it is.
I'm just thinking, why can you not sell them like this, lamb's quarters?
I think people like lettuce better.
I think people forget to eat a lot of bitters. We need to have them to eat this, John.
You would eat that before you ate a head of lettuce?
No, but you're gonna eat them together.
Yeah, that's true. I'll take my lettuce. But then we actually had to come out here and physically plant every block by hand. You get to this stage.
Isn't that beautiful?
It is beautiful.
It looks like small, what do you call, like on the bottom of the ocean, like the corals?
Yeah, it does. Those do for sure.
I think we need more people like you and Michelle to go out and do this, because it's hard work, but a lot of people want to do it.
Yeah.
And even like smaller, this is not small anymore. It's getting bigger and bigger. And
yeah.
you probably have a maximum at some point, because it's only you two and a couple of more people you employ for the season, and
right, exactly.
you also have to live. So John and Michelle, they do everything by hand. They use this little plow here, and they hill all the potatoes with that. They are out here at 2 o'clock at the night with their headlamps. This is really hard work. They use this little Japanese tool here and weed out everything by hand. And they do that every day. You could call this love and passion.
And everything really transitioned from our farm when our son was born 6 years ago, almost to the day. And then I had to look at my life, our lives, and just say, we either make Meadowlark farm work, because I couldn't keep working for other people. So that next spring, I quit all my jobs, and it was like, we're going to make a living 100% on this land. We wanted to feel like we were serving the people in this area that really had very little access to like really nice food. And so that became our commitment, and that kind of drove us. They're not going to stop eating ramen noodles. What we're trying to do is we're trying to get them to cut up one kale leaf and put one kale leaf into their ramen noodles, and just try to, you know what I mean, try to get used to eating things that are more nutrient dense.
It's stressful too, because it's like, no matter how hard you work, like you do have a chance of it selling it, but you also might not. Like, first of all, you plant this stuff and then something might happen to it before it's harvested. But then even if you get it, then you bring it to the market, and maybe everybody went camping that weekend, they're like, eh. And you're like, okay, well now it's harvested, I can't do anything with, you know, it's like, you might sell it all or you might not, even if you work like as hard as you can.
I mean, I've never been a money-oriented person. It doesn't really drive me. What really drives me is like, this sounds insane, but oh my God, people aren't going to have their salad mix. Or what if we run out of potatoes? That's horrible. What if someone comes and wants to make potato salad and there's no green onions? That's going to ruin their day. And I think our customers, I think we let them know. I know when I'm there, I'm always thanking people. Just thanks for coming down. Because we drive by Walmart parking lot and it's packed. We get to the farmer's market and there's 6 cars there. So those 6 people are awesome. So what drives me more, it's kind of silly, but I like when people come to the stall and feel like they're shopping for their vegetables for the week. Like, they're not gonna have to go to Safeway. They're gonna get a bag of potatoes, their lettuce, salad mix, greens, you know, maybe some winter squash, cucumbers, and they're gonna go home and they're gonna eat that all week. And that's real gratifying to know that the water came from here, the soil came from here, the nutrients came from here, and it wasn't transported on a truck. It wasn't refrigerated. It was grown right here. And it's wholesome, it's organic. It was grown with a lot of, like you said, care and tenderness to produce a nice product, and it tastes good, which is awesome.
Your fundament of your farm is organic, and that's what you're providing to them, organic vegetables.
Exactly.
You're not trying to be the hipster growing a special tomato thing, and that's great, but you're actually trying, like you said before, just put one leaf of your cabbage or your kale in your ramen noodle, you know?
Exactly.
A lot of people don't have access to this kind of food here. This should be every person's human right. If we don't support this, and we don't support small organic farms all over the world, we will lose it. And it all starts right here.